Hello, my name is Trevor Oates, and I will be doing my producer podcast on Steve Albini. I was kind of on the edge deciding to do him because he's I feel like he's a really obvious and popular choice, but I've been listening to a lot of his albums that he's worked on lately, and so I thought I'd just give him a shot anyway. Uh, he started his career as a musician. Um, he played bass in small bands during high school and stuff. Then he went to college for journalism and wrote in local zines. After that, he started playing guitar and doing vocals for bands like Big Black and Shellac, which were pretty successful punk bands at the time. But what Albini is most known for is his engineering and producing work. I discovered his work with Nirvana's In Utero and Pixies' Surfer Rosa, which are probably the two most known albums that he's done. And a huge influence of Steve Albini's is John Loder or John Lauder, and John has worked on bands like Crass and produced Fugazi as well, which that's a really good influence, I think. But I really like the sound that Steve Albini gets out of the bands while recording. He stays very true to the organic sound of the band, and it's very close to what you would imagine the band to sound like live, which is probably the number one reason why he's one of my favorite producers. Also, he charges a flat rate of $700 a day to record with him, and he can go lower than that depending on the band and if he likes them a lot or something like that. I don't know, but also if the band runs out of money, he's been known during a session and can't finish the session and pay him anymore. He's been known to just finish the album anyway without getting paid, which is really it's a really cool thing. He respects the bands a lot that he works with. And what I don't like about him, though, is that he's really radical and very opinionated with his views. He's well known for hating digital recording techniques, and he only records analog and stuff like that. He also hates the way the music industry is today, and the people involved with big labels, and I just feel like he's just a really critical person, very extreme, and just too outspoken overall with his views. And it would be cool if he could just relax a little bit and just kind of see the brighter side of things. For example, he hates being credited as a producer on CDs and on albums because he feels like producers nowadays don't know anything about recording a band or doing anything. He just sees a producer as bossing a band around, kind of. He hates compression and tries to use as little of it as possible. He hates DAT machines because they're cheap and sound like crap and deteriorate. And most of that, I understand why he thinks like that. It all makes sense, but he's just he's a little too critical, and there's definitely positives in everything. Anyway, some of my favorite albums that Steve Albini has produced and worked on are The Breeders' Pod, Jawbreaker, 24-Hour Revenge Therapy. I like Sons of Ohio Magnolia Electric Company a lot. McLusky, The Difference Between Me and You is That I'm Not on Fire. And Electrolane, The Power Out are probably my favorite records that he's done, and also just some of my favorite records in general. So he's had pretty big influence on me, and he's a great producer.